Welcome to day 3 of Anne's first look at spring, and we've got a real treat today with cutting dies, brand new cutting dies.
We have roses, wreath, and hello ferns.
And lots of techniques using them. Come play with us. Well, here they are.
There's those beautiful new stencils, not stencils, cutting dies. Roses, wreath, and hello ferns.
Yeah, we're going to start with the roses first, okay?
Yeah, let's do that.
So the roses, now you can't really tell right here, it kind of looks like polka dots, doesn't it? But the roses are pretty large. It's 5.5 inches tall and 3 3/3 inches wide, so really substantial.
Right.
And then a charming little butterfly.
Plus it's got a little picture here of what it looks like when it's all cut out.
So that's a help. And there's a project on the back side, and we're going to show you that project in a minute. But here is what Anne has done. And she has played with
mirror sheets. First of all, you've got that gold mirror sheet. You've got 2 different suedes, red and green, and inlaid them within that design. I'm going to show you how she did that.
Okay, so let's take a look. So the red suede, which is going to give you a texture. There's also the forest green suede. And she's done this on a
black shine design.
Right.
Which is a beautiful background with those flourishes. It's a great look.
Yes, it is. Now this black shine design is sold as individual sheets.
As well as the suede.
Yeah, and they come in collections too.
But the mirror sheet comes in a package.
Yes, let me show you the package as I open it up.
There are different colors of those mirror sheets. They are adhesive backed, and so they really do. They run through your cutting die.
Cutting machine just perfectly, yes.
Right.
And there are, I think, 8 different colors, 6 or 8. And they're just gorgeous. They are 8 inches by 9 inches. And
there's another color in there.
Yeah, there is.
Sort of hiding behind there. There it is. And it's one of my favorites. It's this beautiful red.
So there you can see them, and I guess there are 6.
They're super shiny. They have kind of a plasticized top, and that makes it so that you have to do something in particular to make sure this cuts just right. Now, all die cutting machines are a little different, so you have to sort of play with them, and when you have something that's a little stiffer than just regular paper, to make sure it's going to cut. And what Anne used to cut this perfectly is a piece of metal flashing. It's like a metal adapter sheet that you can get to make sure that that really cuts fine.
It's about 59 cents at the hardware store.
Right. And the order that you're going to put that in is you've got your cutting platform. You're going to place your cutting die with the cutting blades face up. Then you're going to take your mirror sheet and place that face down onto your cutting die. And then you have that metal sheet, that's adapter sheet, so that it will cut all the way through, and then the other cutting platform on top. And if you do it that way, you're going to get a nice clean cut. I'll say that I've tried it without it, and I had a hard time getting all the way through.
Okay.
And I've tried it with this metal plate underneath here, thinking, well, that's really going to press hard, and that really didn't do it either. You really have to make it so that it goes through that sheet and right into that metal plate.
You know, I'm really glad you said that, because I was thinking, well, why don't you put the metal plate underneath
it? I tried it, not quite as effective.
Okay, well, words of wisdom, folks. What you're going to get, especially in a die like this, is all of this filigree, and because you can use those metal sheets, they're self-adhesive, so it's going to go right down beautifully.
Right, so after you cut it, you peel off that back, and I thought this was kind of interesting. When you do peel the back off of that, you peel it back, you have that adhesive backing. Well, that's like a little waxy white paper. It's really pretty, and you can use that, stick that on something else and use that as a design as well. But then when you stick that mirror sheet on here, there it is. It sort of creates a dazzle for you.
It does, doesn't it?
And if you want to fill that in, then go ahead and cut the red suede. You're going to cut it out of red suede, you're going to cut it out of green suede, and then you'll have this with all of these individual pieces. It's a good idea to try to keep it intact and take out each piece that you need. I'm going to look around and look, here's the rose, and here's part of the rose that I want to put on there, so I'll peel out that piece and that's the piece that's going to stick right there.
So you can just glue that in.
So that's, it's like inlaying it in. So
Yeah.
you have this inlaid design, and you take a little time and do that all over. Anne suggested using a craft pick or a toothpick or something to put a little glue on there before you stick it. But we have these great little cooling glue bottles that I've really sort of fallen in love with lately and been using a lot. They have a really fine, and so you can put the glue down very easily. You can make it go right where you want it to go, just a little bit of glue.
So you can use any liquid glue. Of course, our favorite is
tacky
Aleene's,
glue,
right? Aleene's tacky glue.
It works so well. And then just place that right on there, and then you just do that one at a time until it's all finished.
Excellent. And voila, this is what you have. Such a gorgeous look. I do like the texture against the shiny, and Anne said that was her favorite too.
Right.
So, and
it's
then
a nice mix.
the I Love You is coming from the inside outside greetings dazzles, and then on the inside, look at this.
Right, so when you're all done poking all those little pieces out of your red suede, then you have this left over, and you can place that on the inside of your card.
That is glorious, absolutely glorious.
I love the banner up at the top, and that's been matted on the green suede. It's just a little bit of a difference, just that green against the black. Just
very pretty. Pretty in the front, pretty in the inside. Now, this was done with the suede paper.
Right.
Here is that same idea, however, it's done with the holographics and the black suede on top.
For the outline. So the outline is that black suede. Same thing, you just inlay those different pieces, and I love the different colors playing on top of each other. We've got the red hearts and the pink hearts together with the silver linen.
Right, so just gorgeous holographic and silver linen, as you said, and the butterfly there. So a couple of different ideas. Now another different idea, scrapbookers calling you, but also card makers can use this technique. So
scrapbooking. Oh, yeah, right, for the scrapbooking technique, I get it. I'm just a little behind.
It's because you were focusing down here. So Anne has taken one of the pieces and she's used the dilutions to spray through them, making a stencil.
So you can, on scrap paper, you can cut out one of those rose templates, one of those rose cutting dies, and then you just place them one at a time, play it down. You can do several of them all at once, and then just spray over it. And once you're done spraying over it, you lift them up, and this is the design you get. But then you can use those pieces as to decorate your photos.
I have to say, I love that coming into the photo. Just really pretty.
It is beautiful, and I like how the colors were mixed. There's the pink on the bottom and the green on the top, and they sort of meld in the middle.
Very, very, very nice. So again, lots of ways we can use them, and that's what we always love. Now we're going to go to our second cutting die.
Hello, ferns.
Hello, ferns. And the reason we're calling them that is because there is a hello, two very significantly large ferns, and then a smaller little one that you can add to fill in. So how about some ideas?
Yeah, how do we use it?
Well, here Anne has done the same, I guess the two large ones coming in from the bottom. Now this is on pattern paper. This, however, is on that shimmery, textured
iridescent sheet.
Exactly.
And it's just an easy way to add a really quick pop.
In fact, she did the hello out of it also. So as you wiggle that, you can really see the texture.
Shimmer and shine.
This, I think we showed this the other day.
Yeah.
I'm in love with these. I think these are just amazing.
There are 11 or 12.
There are 11.
11 to a pack. Each one of them is a different color. They are paper-backed, and they are really easy. I was just doing a product video on these, so you can check that out. You can tear them, emboss them, ink them, use cutting dies, all kinds of things. They're just an easy way to add punch to your projects.
And I think they are going to be a very favorite of lots of folks. So this is one way that Anne has used them, but I have to show you another way.
Okay.
And this, because this is a mix of them. So on the embossing folder, also with the cutting dies, but you can just see the shine that you get.
It's just beautiful. That's the Flower Frenzy cutting dies with all all of those different flowers. You can you can also shape them. I see that some of these have been molded to go down, some up, so you can shape them. And then they've been inked on top of that embossing folder edging, so very versatile.
Just really wanted you to see. So even just one with a pop of shimmer and shine just works beautifully.
In case you're wondering, this is another one of our cutting dies. This is from the 6 labels and 2 swirls, I believe.
Right.
So
Get
just
that.
beautiful.
Now here is another kind of, again, mixing the patterned with another texture going on there.
And this is on the Emma's Garden papers. And then there's just this beautiful glittery sheen to everything as well.
And that's what I'm seeing. Let's get in even, can we get in closer?
And
there
that
you go.
comes from the Glitter Dust Silver Spray.
Okay, that's what I'm feeling. So I felt the texture on it. So that's the glitter dust. So these were glittered after they were placed.
The whole thing, they were placed on there, and then the entire card was glittered. So it's just beautiful. Not the tag. The tag was done separately, and that little design for that label was from one of the new design toolkits, Design Toolkit number 7. So it's one of those. It might not be that one. There it is. It looks like that, but it's just a little smaller.
There you go.
So that was, and Friend to Friend was stamped and embossed on there. And I love the wrap of the large ribbon across the front of it.
And then on the inside, just ferns coming all over, going to the heart to heart.
And in this case, the ferns were placed elsewhere, maybe on a piece of scrap paper and sprayed. And then remember when you use the glitter spray, you need to be in an open area when you use that. You don't want to be in an enclosed space because it's kind of smelly.
Setting it in a box is going to help too.
Sure.
You know what? I don't think we showed the inside of the first fern card, did we?
Okay, I don't know. Let's see.
No, we didn't.
We didn't. Just 2 of those iridescent ferns.
Nice.
Lots of room to write on.
Popping in. Now, this is the design card that is on the back of the package. So I just thought it might be fun for you to see that. It is all using the darkroom papers and, of course, some of the petaloo flowers.
I love the little jewel dazzles right in the center of some of those little berry elements. It's just very sweet.
And
it's
I like
nice
it done
on different patterns. Right.
Yeah, I like it on the text paper.
It's neat to see it in different pattern papers. Sometimes you just think, oh, it's a fern, it should be green. I mean, you've got to sort of think outside the box and try something else.
Well, and yesterday, the personal shopper die cutting landed on my desk to do some editing, and I thought the projects were so amazing that I wanted to share them. So speaking of ferns being in the blue and the greens.
So this is, but greens around it, and this has been cut out of the paper so that you can see through to the mocha suede behind it.
Right, and again, it's that smooth paper against the suede of the
that texture, and then you've got hello down there. It's just such a beautiful element.
And a cluster of them on the inside.
Almost like a shadow there.
And I love this. This is the Green Circles holographic, and some magic by my friend Gail here.
Now that's a green fern.
That's a green fern.
And what was fun about this was sort of piecing this back in. At first I thought I'll just lay that fern on there between black and white, cut them both out, and then I'll just lay that back down, but it sort of goes off the edge. So make sure you keep the little pieces so that you can tuck them back in there and inlay that piece in place.
Very striking with the black and white.
Yeah, that was fun. I like that one.
Another idea is you can just use the tips. And these have been heat embossed
with the superfine silver embossing powder.
Right. Just gorgeous.
And lots of extra little elements added. And these are the petite dazzles, I believe.
I think you're right.
So you can add just tiny little, and they match it perfectly.
So a little extra this time. Now our last cutting die is the wreath. Now it's not just the wreath. There is a rose and the backing of the rose. So you get that as well as an extra branch.
Which is great, because if you've ever wanted to mat one of these, you don't have to with this one. It just does that for you.
Right. And here is Anne's example. And what a striking card. So you can see that she has done the silver ripple holographic, and you're going to talk to us about that green.
About that, yeah, because the leaves are green, and there's just a really super easy way to accomplish that. From the green set, I have the Spectrum Noir pens. They come in a set of 6, and if you buy them by colors. And I'm going to open up the chisel end, the wide end, and if you just go over the leaves only, I'm going to try to do it just in one swipe because you don't have to get any other little lines like that. So very simple, just to go over the leaves. Oh, do 2, that works fine. Anyway, really quick. Really quick, and you can just...
That's nice.
Yeah, I like it too.
Now you could
Nice
piece
idea.
it with another piece if you wanted to, but I like the simplicity of doing it that
Right.
way. And then there is our rose. Now the rose, she also did the holographic, but she backed it on the pattern paper.
Right. Another point about that is if you didn't have the red, you could use the red Spectrum Noirs and just color it over too.
Exactly.
If you're
Just do it
coloring,
on the
sure.
ripple. Yeah, that would work. And then on the inside, she's got these trellises of roses coming around her words.
And look at that. So here's the wreath, just part of it, and it stops right here, and she put the rose at the end of it, so it looks like just one stem.
It does. So that's another wreath that's been cut out, and
Right.
the leaves have been colored. Very clever.
Also, she colored the dazzles. Those are the inside-outside greetings dazzles.
Same
and
ones.
She cut them green because they're in a 3-pack. They have white, gold, and silver. Yep, white, gold, and silver. So she colored the white
Yeah.
to match.
Very nice.
Everything else.
Very nice. Here is really something pretty stunning. And I don't think I would have thought about this. So
It is pretty unique and
is,
unique
yes.
idea because you can use double stick or double-sided adhesive to adhere the metal sheets. And that's what you're looking at.
now this is the metal leaf.
Metal leaf.
And these come in solid colors, gold, silver, copper. But this is a variegated, and I think
Blue. It's a blue variegated.
There's also a variegated green and a variegated black. Oh, good. That's what I wanted to see.
There we go. This is what it looks like inside. There are several sheets in here, and they are just wafer thin, super, super thin, very flighty. You can see this little piece sort of floating around, and that's what it's all like. Just very, very delicate. It tears off easy, which is fine.
Right.
It can be placed in tiny little pieces or in one sheet.
And first of all, what you're going to do is to use this double-sided adhesive. Now, it comes in a package of 4 sheets.
Right.
It is not like the Cool Tack, the Ultra, because that's too sticky, believe it or not. What you need is, this is perfect.
It's perfect. It goes through your die cutting machine
Right.
without any additional adapters or anything else. It
Leave the
works
paper
great.
on
Leave
it.
the paper on it, cut it
She
out.
says quickly.
And after you cut it out, you're going to remove the adhesive backing and place it on your suede. Now, actually, there's 2 different ways of doing this. Anne mentioned one way, and I'm sort of doing it just a little bit different.
Okay.
She removed the adhesive backing from the wreath before she put it on the suede, and then she applied the metal leaf.
Well, she's actually removing the paper backing.
The paper backing.
Right.
Then she applied the metal leaf, and then she stuck it on.
Oh.
I tried this, and it works like this too.
Okay, good.
And I had already stuck it on before I realized that she did it the other way. So,
Okay, pick your person.
So you put it on this way. Now it's been stuck on there, and now I'm going to remove the top layer of that adhesive
That
covering.
paper,
Oh, I
right.
don't want it all tear. I want it to come off in one big piece.
Yes,
because
you
it's
do.
very- We'll see. There we go. There we go. Sort of get it started, and then just sort of finesse it around. There we go.
Okay.
Now there's the double-sided adhesive staring up at me, and I want to put the metal leaf on there. And I do this just a little bit slowly so it doesn't just float away. Like I said, if it tears, it's not a problem. You can put it on in pieces. It can get wrinkled when you're putting on. Doesn't have to be flat, but it is easy if I can get it on in one piece. Just makes it simple for what we're doing.
And this again is the one that you don't want to have a cough or a fan
Or a
going.
there. So it's laying on there. Doesn't matter if it's wrinkled, it doesn't
Right.
matter. And then I just start rubbing it on like so. First I'm going to put it on with my fingers and sort of burnish it on. And as I do that, some of it's going to tear and rip off, and that's fine.
Now, this is not to be thrown away. You want to keep all
Right.
of these pieces because they'll be just as beautiful on your next project.
That's right. Save those pieces. You can use them on something else. I can even tear off some of the larger
Mm-hmm.
pieces now that it's now that I've burnished it a little bit with my fingers, I'll get that off. And when I feel that it's done enough, I can use a scoogee sponge, which is something that's great for removing the extra, and I just start going around, and it starts getting into the details.
Right. And it's really kind of magic.
It is.
Because you don't have to do anything more than exactly what you've done.
Right. Now, I could stop right there. I could fine-tune it a little more. I think I'll stop and shake it off. Now, here's the reason I think that Anne did it separately and then put it on the suede, because it might stick on there a little bit. But really, that's easy to get off. It just comes off with your fingers or with a cosmetic sponge. It just wipes right off.
Oh, okay.
So either way,
yeah,
it comes off.
Beautiful.
And it is beautiful.
It is beautiful.
That didn't take very long to make something that spectacular.
And the other thing that's interesting is that this is done onto the suede. This is the sienna suede, which is really an interesting contrast with that variegated metal leaf. So
right.
Beautiful look, and some of our favorite ribbon. So, and she's also added more of the
inside-outside dazzles. So those are very versatile. I've been using them a lot. Did we talk about the pearl sheets?
We did not.
Okay.
Yes.
So actually, I thought first that she matted the whole thing on it, but really she cut strips from the edges of it. So there are pearl sheets, and we'll show that to you in just a second.
I'm opening up the package.
Here on the edges, and there's a strip coming down here for the wreath to hang on.
And the pearl sheets come in 3 silver and 3 gold, as you can see.
They are also adhesive back, so very easy to apply to what you're doing.
And they just have that beautiful pearl finish.
And a little bit of texture too, so it's just beautiful.
And they can also be used with the die cuts.
Right. Now, when I said that I looked at this and I thought that she first matted it, I was thinking, well, she covered the whole thing in the pearl sheet and then put the suede on, but it makes that pearl sheet go a lot longer if you can just cut those little strips. Given that they're adhesive, that works perfectly.
Might as well let it work.
Beautiful.
And on the inside, just 1 strip. She's got the thinking of you. So just a gorgeous card. Another thing about this is that this could be masculine or feminine.
Oh, sure.
And that's a really nice. Sometimes the guys get, it's kind of hard to do things.
Right.
But with this variegated, it's just absolutely lovely. Now, another way to use the wreath is to add those little pieces and let them pop up and tuck them into the wreath in this. I know it's not Christmas time, but it's still a great idea.
Right. Plus, you can cut out a couple of the wreaths, at least 2 of them, and set them on top of each other, and then sort of rotate them a little bit so that it gives you that that extra layer. And then, like you said, add lots more of those little branches.
And the nice thing about this is you're seeing that shine and the non-shine is that it's out of that forest green suede, as well as some glimmer paper.
Right,
so
green
it's
glimmer.
giving you that contrast, and you see the berries.
And I like the fact that this craft cardstock was used behind there to sort of balance the shininess of it.
So
Just
very
beautiful.
pretty. So
you could do that in different colors. Doesn't have to be Christmas. That could be all in ivories and whites.
Wouldn't that be pretty?
Would be beautiful.
Ooh,
yeah.
ooh, that's nice.
Let's do that.
Okay, let's do that. We'll do that later. So we have the wreath, we have the roses, and we have the Hello Fern.
And lots of beautiful ways of using them.
Absolutely. And we'll see you tomorrow for day 4.
See you then.